Hello, 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 beloved ones. Welcome to Awaken Your Confidence talk show. 𝐦𝐢𝐧𝐝𝐬 is my name. I am an authentic self, embodiment soul liberator, and quantum wish doctor, empowering people to embrace change, awaken that confidence, and live from passion, power, and sensuality. Because one thing that I've realized, which was also my path, is that every time when we're experiencing major life shifts, we kind of like withdraw and feel like, oh my God, life is happening to me. We lose ourselves. We start telling ourselves different stories about who we are and what we are capable of. Yet change is happening for you. So what if you just go through life embracing that the only thing that life guarantees itself is change? How would that feel like for you? How would you show up in life when you're going through different changes? So today I just wanted us to talk a little bit about mindset. Why mindset alone is not enough to shift things for the best. So let's just take a deep breath and anchor into that. I don't know what is coming through for you, but I would like you to just embrace what is coming through with an open heart. Instead of just an immediate knee-jerk reaction, listen to what we're going to share today. But most of all, connect to your soul. As I have mentioned this many times, to say, for me, when you talk about mindset, we're talking about, when you talk about power, it's about, I believe it's aligning our personality, which is that mindset and ego, whatever, like that human, with our soul. When we go through life with this magnificence that is so vast for the mind to fully grasp who we are and what we are all about, chances are we're going to limit ourselves. But when we are in alignment with our soul and we allow life to lead us, it's easy to embrace our next level of expansion and understand that we are here to grow. And as I've said many times, that as much as some things might be scaring for your human, where you feel like, I don't know how I'm gonna go through this. One thing that I definitely know is that your soul cannot give you what you cannot handle. And as much as it might be scared for you, for your soul, it's an opportunity to see how it's gonna express itself. So there is that excitement that is coming from within. If you are connected to who you really are, connected to your soul, in alignment with that which you are, it's easy for you to hold space for you while there is that fear, but you don't get consumed by it. Because there is this power that is coming from your soul and the beings of light that are supportive of you, which is something that is going to get us to our next, like the main topic of the day. As I say, mindset is very important, but alone is not enough, because if we come across issues and we are all about the mindset is going to try to solve issues from control. We just get to control this, we get to push, is that energy that is I would say is contracting, because you are trying to fight with something that you really, even some things that you don't have power over, because change is the only thing that life guarantees. That means you're going to go through some circumstances that your life is going to change, whether you like it or not, because that's what life is all about. So if you are coming from the mind, you'll come from this perception that things has to be this way. You don't allow. Just sit with that, allowing. When you allow life to happen, when you listen to life and allow it to lead you, it's a different energy from when you want to control. even when you are called, because at times life calls you to take a leap, or life guides you into your next level of expansion, and you still want to hold back into what you thought is meant to be, or what was. You don't want to move on with life because you want to be sure that it's certain that where you are moving into your next things are going to be successful or something like that. But when it comes to change, it's not about guarantee. It's like this has to happen. Change is happening right now. You might have gone through different circumstances where maybe you're in a relationship or you're married for many years, and then even though we use the word suddenly, the truth is that things don't just happen overnight. It's many years of complaining, it's many years of being unfulfilled, it's many years of not being satisfied, but at the same time not wanting to make a decision to do something. You just want to complain and sit there, and the universe is like, okay, I'll show up for you. I'll close this door here and open that one. And you are still here wanting to get through the door that is already closed, the door that you've been complaining about. And if you're coming from the mind, your mind is going to tell you that we are in danger. So you do a mindset that we're in danger. You're going to try to force this door to open, yet life is saying there is another door that is open for you. There is another level of expansion for you. Are you willing to go through it? Because if you have been through some changes, you might have experienced that where you go through life and you might be having some resistance and all that. But when you get to the other side, that's when you go like, oh my God, I'm just glad that this happened. You just look at where you have been and you're like, I'm better off here. But the challenge is that we get comfortable so easily. And when I talk about what I mean when I say mindset alone is not enough, is because there are so many important factors that mindset is overlooking when it comes to who you are. You might have had many times been told that you create your reality, or you have agreed to some experiences that you're going through in life. And you're like, I'll never agree to this. It doesn't make sense to me. Why would I agree to this? Because the family that you are born into, you are not born into that family by mistake. It's what you and your soul has chosen based on what you're here for. Whatever that you're here to learn. That's why you chose that family. That's why you went through those experiences. Your ancestors are in you, you are in them. So whatever beliefs, whatever imprints, whatever patterns, whatever fear that they have, based on the experiences that they had, affect you. Whether you want to believe it or not, it is a part of your life. Sometimes you might be having like your mindset is ready, like I'm just gonna go ahead and do this. But then when it comes to you taking that action, you don't get to do it. And you might be wondering what is going on, because this is what I really want to do. This is what I feel called to. And I know that I can, whatever, like consciously, what you want to achieve out of life. Consciously, the steps and whatever that you need to take. But when it comes to taking that action, your body's just like, no. And one of the beliefs that came through when I was on a session with a client is quite interesting. When I asked the body, what does it feel about being successful? You'll be surprised. The answer that I received was that if I am successful, I will die. And the body is trying by all means to say we should not go there, because if we go there, the chances of us dying are high. So we're gonna stay here where we're at. We are not gonna go ahead with that kind of support that you are dreaming of. And it's quite interesting because even for me, with my calling, which is this healing work that I'm doing, there was a time when I just knew, like I was just driven on this path, but at the same time, things were not coming together the way I desired. So when I connected, I realized that as much as I'm being called to do this work, my ancestors, like first every morning, that voice will come through. I don't like money, you know. So whatever that happened, and there's aspects that I'm connected to feel like we're not gonna make money. You can do the healing, but you're not gonna charge for it because whatever that happened, our soul for money, man is bad. Whatever corruptions, whatever slavery, all those things that were just coming through with money and all that. So you might be going through this business, whatever that you are doing, and there is something that you you envision, but when it comes to getting the outcome that you desire, it's not happening. And why is that? If your mindset is on point, you've done all of that, but you are going ahead with it, and something is saying, no, it's not going to work out. You go ahead working so hard for your relationship to work, but something is saying, we've been killed for love. So we ain't gonna be in love. We've been had for love, or we had others for love. So we are afraid that we're gonna be the bad person. Because when we comes to the human, the way we've been conditioned and programmed, there is this bad and good. Even when it comes to the work that we do as healers, as light workers, we have been killed. We have been banned for being the medicine women. We've been, witches have been banned, killed, and all. There's just a lot of things that happened where when you think about going ahead, it's like the body's like, we're not gonna go ahead. We have been betrayed. So when you are feeding into the ancestors, as much as they love us, there is also that energy of fear of like, it's kind of like it's not safe, because they're still perceiving things from the way things were. And when we talk about separation consciousness, it's something that has been dominating this planet for eons, thousands and thousands of years. It has been we've been dominated by fear and them and us, that separation, lack and God that is some way, so even through the suffering that we go through, we all feel like, if I was doing God's work, why would I end up being killed? Why would I end up being drowned? Why would I like so many things that lead to their denial of the divine even more. So I'm just here to just ask you, where are you denying your ancestors? Because even at times, I still remember there was a time even where I was asked, you need to connect to your roots. Because I was more on the idea of reaching out high and connecting to the angels and all that. And I didn't want to do the work from my ancestors. My thing was like, I don't want to be a quantum witch doctor. I don't want to be a shaman and all that. So I would rather just connect to the angels and maybe channel the angels and all that. And when you look at it, when you do that, you are implicitly denying yourself as well, because you are them, they are you. So when you turn your back on yourself and you want to reach for something outside there, you are turning your back on you. Because I know I've come across people who, some have changed names. They don't want anything to do with their parents because of the pain that they went through. Just take a deep breath there. Because as much as I'm going to this, there is a lot of energy that is coming through, which is taking me deep and directly to the womb. So just connect to that, because it seems like this is a big one for many people who are going to watch this, who are watching this, or who are going to watch this in the future. The main energy is just that I was not loved enough. I was not accepted as I am. All those energies, that's just what is coming through. It's just taking me to the womb. And this is also the energy that our ancestors are carrying on, because we get to just transfer the fires that we have been given. Until you do the work, the only thing that you're going to do is just share the pain, the abandonment, the rejection that you felt as a child, and even some of the things of you going ahead or going through life creating the same thing that might have happened to you when you were a child, Kind of like those parents that you create. It might be that you have agreed to take over your parent stuff, you know, and they might have agreed to take over that parent stuff and that grandparents also, just like that, so that at least you can survive. For survival, I'm gonna take all your stuff, your unworthiness, your pain, your not enough, your love of peace. And I'm just saying peace because it's an illusion of peace if you are not willing to express yourself and share what you want, what you need, so that people can understand. You're just holding into an illusion of peace, which is the same thing that most people will be like, I don't like a conflict. Oh, and when you talk about change, this is just it, because you cannot go through change without you getting to share your truth, what you need, what you want to see happen. It cannot be. So when your big word is like, we just have to compromise, we have to find the middle ground, that means you are still negotiating with life to say, I don't want to go there, maybe just move me 2 feet, I still want to be here. So this is just the same thing when it comes to a relationship. When things are not, whether it's a relationship with mother and children, or with the beloved, or with just family. If you are holding into an illusion of peace, which probably for you to express what you want and what is not working, you are holding into maybe just showing that you are sad. I'm not going to talk to them because I didn't like the way they spoke to me last time. And whining, and sometimes it leads to even talking behind other people's back, because you're trying to find help. That's the only way that you know how, and you thinking that it's in a peaceful way. But because you are not happy, you're going to find ways or create ways that you're going to get some support, which at the end, it causes more issues. So how would it feel like for you to just embrace your truth, for you to embrace who you are, for you to know that you are worthy of being heard and seen, for you to really work on these things at its core that are interfering with your desires, with your creation? Because if you are not able to, sometimes we don't even know what we want, especially when we talk about women. When we talk about our needs, we are not used to expressing our needs, which is something that I did a lot in my relationship, even at work. What is it that you need? I didn't know what I needed, but I just knew that I was not happy. And at times when someone asks me, even in a relationship, what do you want? I'll do whatever. And then someone goes ahead and do what they want without taking my interest into consideration. But at the same time, even when you say they did not take my interest into consideration, the question is, what are your interests? If you are not able to voice them out, do you expect someone to be a mind reader? And if you have been like, I've spoken about this before, where my only way of communication, or my avoidance, actually, it was not communication, my avoidance, because even if you say you want peace, you can avoid an issue, but then after some time you're fed up, and then it leads to you blabbing things out from that angry space, and that makes things worse, and then from there you move into guilt. I invite you, whoever and wherever you're watching this, to just take a deep breath and connect to your body, because there is a lot of energy that is moving in. I feel it in your solar plexus. I feel it in your womb space. There is a lot of energy that is moving there. And the question is, do you want to let it go? Whatever that is coming through for you, do you want to let it go? And if you are open and willing to let it go, just take a deep breath as you invite, because as I'm here with my team, your team is also around you. As we're talking about ancestors, we are also calling them and invoking them to be present. And if you feel called, you can just share your intention on the chat to say, this is my intention. And let's just send it to the field, to the universe, to the team, to say, this is what you want to see happen. If it's more about embracing your gifts and you ask for their support, so be it. If it's more about them supporting you in creating abundance, so be it. If it's you about finding love, like really love, not that attachment, because at times we call love, you just like, I want to be loved, you don't love yourself, but you want someone to love you. You don't accept yourself, you want someone to accept you. And even when you talk about our gifts and who we are and the brilliance that we are, it starts with us accepting ourselves, which is still the same thing when you talk about connecting to our roots. It's us embracing who we are at the core of our being, like connecting with our ancestors and embracing whatever that is. Because as much as we want some support, some gifts, some bliss, some joy, as we're inviting them to invoke and activate these frequencies in you, we are also calling forth divine light consciousness right now to also heal, unravel, purify all those pains that they suffer, whatever that they're still holding into, that they feel um it's sort of like a protective mechanism, because at times the remembrance, this imprints that we carry on, it works as a protection. Kind of like the more I can hold into the pain that I went through, I won't forget myself. Kind of like you don't want to relax, because if you relax, you might get hurt again. It's a form of protection that uh was working when you didn't know any better, But as you evolve, now you better call the highest form of protection, which is coming from love, knowing that I am you, you are me, we are love. When we radiate that love, we because even when you talk about creating in the universe, the universe is our mirror. The external world is the mirror of what is going in within us. If I go around seeing hatred, whatever, separation, lack, poverty, not feeling safe, and all that. That means you're not feeling safe from within. So when you go ahead and you see this beauty, because there are sometimes when you can just feel your heart opening and you get to see even colors, whether even maybe the next door neighbors, something is colored in a color that you've never noticed before. And one day you go like, wow, has this house been this color before? Was this tree always here? Kind of like you starting to see things, to perceive things with a different lens, because you are present, you are connected with life. So I'm just inviting you in to connect with your body, to embrace where you at, and just check in with yourself when you call forth whatever that you want to create. And you just check in with your mind, because even when you talk about that, aligning our mind with our heart and body, when you check in with your mind, what does your mind say about creating that? Is it in agreement to say, yes, I'm excited? You might have been doing the work for a long time, because with mindset, there is a lot of information about mindset out there. And probably you're doing affirmations and all that, which is great. And your mind is like ready to make it happen. But then when you check with your heart, what does your heart say? Is it in with it? And what about your body? Just observe the sensations that are coming through. We can just call in the frequency of money. How do you feel about being supported, having the money that you need? Calling forth, whether it's a salary increase or the clients that are so excited to invest in themselves and receive whatever that you're offering, whatever products, whatever services that you're offering. What happens when you just tap into that? What does your body say? What does your heart say? What does your mind say? Now let's just expand it and bring in love. Probably you're in a relationship now and there is some resistance, because whatever that is happening, you know better. Or maybe you desire to be in love. What is it that you need? What is it that you want to experience in your relationship? How do you want to express yourself? What is it that when you connect to, you feel it is expansive? This is how I want to feel. This is how I want to be appreciated. This is the growth that I want to experience in a relationship, because I believe relationship is where we get to really grow, and like I said, that when it comes to truth and love, it's one of those intimate things in a relationship, especially if you're coming from the point that relationship is an accelerator for our growth. Because whether you want to admit it or not, we grow a lot in a relationship. Whatever that we come across, whether it's in a family, whether it's in a loving relationship, there is something that is causing us to grow, whatever contract, whatever pain, whatever frustration, you know, it's calling us to grow. So when you resist that and you kind of like focus your energy, your attention on other people, it's just you refusing to grow. It's you refusing to embrace the lessons that are coming through for you. So you wanting to be in control, wanting to dictate how other people has to be and how they have to treat you, because other people can be who they are. And you don't get triggered, you don't get to react, but you can just respond from I am enough, and so are you. I am light, and so are you, and thank you. Because with every trigger, with every response, with every action, we get to know where we are at. When you don't have anything within you to heal anymore, you can just watch and hold space for someone who is acting however they are acting. So where in your life is your ancestral patterns, beliefs, imprints interfering with your creation? How would it feel like for you to be supported after healing all this? Because as much as when people hear about ancestors, some roll their eyes like, oh my God, not ancestors, because maybe there's some things that you don't like. It's just calling you to say, are you willing to embrace yourself? Are you willing to be the whole of you? Offer them healing. And the support is behind you. You open doors for you. They are cheering for you. And you can go as high as you want and connect to whatever. If it's all about ascension, connecting to angels, whatever, you can do it knowing that here you've got that support, the foundation that you need. And your body is also like that central column is also expansive enough to receive the codes that are coming through for you. So this is what I just wanted to come through and share with you, to say mindset alone is not enough. There are patterns, behaviors, beliefs, which we can say it's your subconscious and all that, but it goes beyond that. And magic happens when you get to heal those. Okay, I would leave you with that. And if you want to have a conversation, you know where to find me. Just send me a message, book a call, and let's have a conversation where you'll have clarity. And as I always say, that my calls, my clarity calls are different. Are different due to the nature of the work that I do or how I do it. So if you are curious and you want to experience this African magic or African insights, because this is also the gifts that I got from my ancestors when I connected with them. Before I was just like all over, oh my God, what are my gifts really and all that. But when I went back to who I am, that's when I realized that this is something unique, And things started happening, doors started opening, I started growing and embracing where life is leading me, rather than me trying to go against the go against the stream. I love you, and I'm just here. Anytime you want to have a conversation, you want to have some clarity so that you can move through your life with ease, I'm here to have a conversation. Much love.